करते हैं पेपर को. This is the second part of February March 2025 variant 1-2 MCQs for IGCSE O-level accounting, and it is an important paper actually. So let's do that. 25 we have 25 MCQs we have already done. What is included in the equity of a limited company? That is general reserve and ordinary share capital. So C, 2 and 4 is the answer. 26. What is shown in the receipt and payment account of a music club? Always remember that receipt and payment account is a cash account. A summary of all cash and bank transaction. That is the answer, because receipt and payment account is a cash account. It includes a summary of all cash and bank transactions regarding the club. Depreciation of musical instrument will come in the income and expenditure account. Subscription received and accrued. Again, it will come. Accrued will not come in the receipt and payment account. Surplus or deficit will also not come. So A is the answer. Medway Social Club runs a cafe for its members. For the ended 31st December, the sales were 15,000 and the cost of goods sold were 12,000. 15,000 minus cost of goods sold, 3,000 is the gross profit. Closing inventory of coffee had been included at a cost value of 1,000 but had deteriorated and was worth 500. So the closing inventory, he said that it was whatever is included in cost of sales, it was 1,000, but now it has deteriorated and it is now 500. What profit on the cafe should be transferred to the income and expenditure account? Obviously, it means that while calculating cost of sales, you have written closing inventory as 1,000, but instead you have subtracted closing inventory 1,000 from cost of sales, but you should have subtracted 500. It means that closing inventory is overstated. So let me pass an entry for you also, though it is not required over here. You can do that the other way also. So the entry is going to be that cost of sales debit and closing inventory credit. Closing inventory is going to be credited by 500 and cost of sales is debited by 500. So the cost of sale is going to be 12,500 rather than 12,000, because cost of sales should be increased by 500. Why, sir? Because closing inventory we have written 1,000. It means that we have subtracted cost of sales 500 more, right? So either we have to increase cost of sales, and because cost of sales we have subtracted, cost of sale has decreased, because of that profit has increased by 500. So either you will 3,000 minus 500, or it is better way to correct cost of sales rather, because inventory was 1,000 we have recorded, but it was 500 actually. So 500 has more subtracted from cost of sales. So the cost of sale will be 12,500. So the profit from trading profit is going to be 2,500. B is the answer, which is transferred to the income and expenditure account. B answer. Which statement about work in progress is correct? It consists of completed and partly completed goods. It is adjusted for when calculating prime cost. It is included as inventory in the statement of financial position. It is included in the manufacturing account and income statement. So D is the answer, that it is included in the manufacturing account and income statement. No, because work in progress does not come in the income statement. It comes in manufacturing account, but it is included as inventory in the statement of financial position, because when you used to write closing inventories, you write work in progress, raw material and finished goods. All three closing inventories comes in the statement of financial position as closing inventory. So C is going to be the answer. Completed nahi hote ye, and it does not come in prime cost also. So C is the answer. A manufacturer calculated the cost of production for the year at 57,000. It was found that lighting and heating of 2,000 had been omitted from the financial statement. 75% of lighting and heating is allocated to the factory, and 25% of lighting and heating is allocated to the office. What is the correct cost of production? Very easy. 2,000, 75%, 1,500 will be added in 57,000. 58,500 is the answer. So the correct cost of production is D, 58,500. It is rather very, very easy. Let's move forward. जी वापस आके फिर मैं देखता हूँ. Fareed did not keep a full set of accounting records. He purchased goods on credit terms, and all sales are made on cash basis. Fareed compared his assets and liabilities at start and at the end of the financial year. He recorded the following changes at the end of the financial year: an increase in non-current assets, increase in inventory, increase in trade payable, and the bank balance had changed from a debit balance of 4,200 to an overdraft of 7,100. So what was the change in Farid's capital? This is a technical question, but it is very, very easy to solve. Why? Because you just write assets and liabilities, that what is the effect of assets and liabilities. Increase in non-current asset 11,000 means that non-current asset will increase by 11,000. Decrease in inventory means that inventory is decreasing by 6,100. It is a negative sign. Increase in trade payable. Increase in trade payable means the liability is increasing. So I will write trade payable. I will write trade payable. That is 3,000. This is going to be inventory. Okay. Then debit balance of 4,200 has basically transferred to an overdraft of 7,100. This is going to be an important point. If I will write bank overdraft liability as 7,100, this is not okay. Why, sir? Because he is basically, we are taking the changes in the assets and liabilities. So change will be that the bank balance has decreased by how much? 7,100 plus 4,200. It is decreased by 11,300. So basically the bank balance, there is a decrease in bank balance of 11,300, which is a liability you can consider, or decrease in asset you can consider. Right? So this is how we will go for this particular change. So 11,000 minus 6,100 minus 3,000 and minus. So a decrease of 9,400. So B is the answer, a decrease of 9,400. Definitely this MCQ is a little difficult. I will repeat it for you again. Increase in non-current asset means that your asset, whatever your non-current asset, it is now 11,000. Okay. Decrease in inventory means that your inventory is now minus 6,100. Whatever it is minus 6,100 now. Increase in trade payable means that your trade payables are 3,000. And your debit balance of bank 4,200, which was debit, has now become overdraft. So you can do that in another way also. Listen, I will show you. You can write bank नहीं ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हम हमें चेंज ही लेके आना पड़ेगा क्योंकि डेबिट बैलेंस ऑफ 4,200 ऑफ बैंक has now becomes a bank overdraft of 7,100. So it means that there is a negative bank decrease of how much? Assets have been decreased by 11,300. Because how the debit balance of bank will become a bank overdraft of 7,100 when there is a decrease from bank of 11,300. 4,200 minus 11,300, then it will become 7,100 negative. Now you will adjust these amounts. 11,000 minus 6,100 minus 3,000 and minus 11,300. So the capital will decrease, a decrease of 9,400. Definitely it's a technical point. I can understand. I can understand that maybe might be possible that some students will get it wrong. No problem. गलत हो भी जाएगा आधा MCQs. A business provided the following information, but this should not be incorrect. What is the percentage markup? Now what students have done? They did gross profit divided by sales into 100. Wrong. Because he's asking for percentage markup. And percentage markup, the formula is gross profit over cost of sales multiplied by 100. Markup. Right? That is 25%. So B is the answer. Answer is B. Why might a trader wish to increase his trade payable turnover days? Trade payable turnover days should be high. It is better for us because we are delaying our trade payables. We want to pay our trade payables at a later stage so that we could have more cash available with us. To improve his total working capital, to keep funds available for other purposes. So that is right. To keep funds available for other purposes, right. To receive more cash discount. To receive more cash discount is not right, because for that we have to make the payment to trade payables early to keep funds available for other purposes. So C is the answer. 2 is going to be the answer for this. Okay. So trade payable turnover when increase, it means that you want to keep cash with you. And why you keep cash with you? So that you can use it for some other purposes. So C is the answer. Uzoma provided the following information about his first year of trading. Uzma wants to improve her profit in the future and is considering 4 options. First year of trading is this. Which option would provide the biggest increase in her profit for the year? Earning commission, which would increase profit for the year by 20%. So we will earning commission, profit will increase by 20%. 7,800 into 20%, 8 to the 16. This will increase by 1560. Increasing advertising, 1,000, which would increase gross profit by 2,500. This will increase our profit by 1,500. That is 1560. A is still more. Increasing sale price, which will increase gross profit by 2,000. So gross profit will increase by 2,000, which will increase profit also by 2,000. Reducing other expenses by 1,500 and earning commission of 1,000. So that will increase the profit by 2,500. So D is the answer, because that will give us the maximum increase in our profit. Why, sir? Because we are reducing our expenses by 1,500. So a decrease in expense will increase profit, and commission of 1,000 will also increase profit. So 1,000 plus 1,500, we have increase of 2,500. In option A, we have increase of 1560. In option B, we have increase of 1,500. In option C, we have increase of 2,000. In option D, we have increase of 2,500. So D is the answer. Sally's business has reached its bank overdraft limit of 1,500. Sally is considering the following actions. Asking the bank to increase the bank overdraft limit to 2,000. Borrowing 2,000 from a relative and paying the money back in 6 months. Obtaining a loan 2,000 from the bank repayable in 2 years. Paying 2,000 from Sally personal bank account into the business bank account. Which action will improve the working capital of the business? Which action will improve the working capital of the business? Right? So that is basically going to be 3 and 4. Taking a bank loan, because it will increase non-current liability and bank. And putting a more capital into the business, again, bank will increase and capital will increase. So 3 and 4 is the answer. Borrowing 2,000 from a relative and paying the money back in 6 months, it is still a current liability. Because 2,000 we have to pay within a year. So it will not affect working capital. 3 and 4 will affect, because we are taking a long-term loan or we are investing more money. This is how we use to improve liquidity. Taking a long-term loan, increase more capital into the business, selling non-current assets, delaying payment to trade payables. These are the points through which we use to improve our liquidity, working capital, or bank balance. When does a business recognize the income from a sale of goods on credit? This is realization concept. It says whenever the goods are passed to the buyer, we will record sales. When the goods are delivered to the customer, we will record sales. So C is the answer. Not when check is received. When the goods are ordered by the customer, no. When the goods are delivered to the customer. So C is the answer. So we are done with the MCQs. And hopefully you will do good in your exam. Feel free to ask me on WhatsApp if you have any issue. And 1-2 things I will inshallah make a video for that particular purpose also. Okay, thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.